I am old. I used to think it had to do with the calendar. It doesn't. It's something you know. It's something that happens. You're young, and then you wake up one day, and you're fucking old! Are you shitting me? 2 slices of mushroom pizza, and it's come to this. Nothing irritates me more than when I'm watching a celebrity on TV who's about my age, and they go, you know, I just turned 64, and I've never felt better in my life. Really, douchebag? This is the best you've ever felt? What was your childhood like? Did you have polio and they kept you in an iron lung until you were 21? And then when you got out, they covered you with ticks and your parents just got the last one off yesterday? I don't know what you see when you look in a mirror, but I'm looking at you and you look like shit. You've got 10 hairs and 3 are coming out of your nose. You got a gizzard on you that makes me think that a turkey's gonna be fucking you in the ass. I know why you've never felt better in your life. You have Alzheimer's. There are some folks who seem to be just timeless, that age doesn't affect them at all. One in particular, one that I met, is Ringo Starr, who just turned 70. 70, and you'd have no fucking idea. I met him because I was invited to his birthday party for reasons I will never fucking understand. He performed that night, and he was unbelievable. He was astonishing. And then I went to the party afterwards, and it was filled with the legends of rock and roll. Rock and roll is like a religion to me, so it felt like it was a cathedral, which is an odd thing for a Jew to say. But synagogue of rock and roll really doesn't trip off the tongue, does it? The first concert tour that I ever saw as a kid was the first concert tour of the United States taken by the Rolling Stones. And 12 feet away from me was Keith Richards. I couldn't believe it. And so I thought I should talk to him, but I got 5 feet away, and he turned, and he looked like he just broke out of Jurassic Park. I thought he was going to swoop down and grab me by the neck and take me around the room and tear my throat out. And then would begin a bloodlust that would never end. They finally said to me, Ringo Starr would like to meet you. And I thought, wow. And I'm not starstruck, but I did try to prepare myself. And it didn't work. I went up and shook his hands, and I said, it was like an AT&T conversation. And so the handlers quickly got me out of the room, and I ended up going into another room as I was trying to leave, and the only people there were myself, and I'm looking at a very beautiful blonde, and next to her is Paul McCartney. And I'm looking at Paul, and he is looking at me. And then he winked at me. Now, what do when Paul McCartney winks at you? You wink the fuck back. You don't think about it. You just both eyes. I went home that night, and I lay in my bed, and I realized that maybe I wasn't old, because deep in my chest beat the heart of a 12-year-old girl. And that night I menstruated. It's not as bad as they say. One of the reasons that I feel that we age in this country is because from the time you're born until the day you die, you listen to the same arguments over and over and over and over again. They never end. They don't. Major issues. We bang them back and forth all the time. We're a democracy, and that's what you do. That's one of the prices we pay for having a democracy, is to discuss things until our ears bleed. They even make laws. That doesn't even bother people. They continue to go, that's a bunch of shit, I'm not gonna fuck you. We don't decide much, do we? We really don't seem to. We really seem to be just happy arguing. And you younger members of the audience, the argument that you're going to listen to your entire life, and I guarantee it, is the argument over gay marriage. There are states that already passed the law and then, oh, we made a mistake, and changed it again. And that will continue until the day you fucking die. And then you will go wherever it is you go, far, far away. And even when you're there, you will still hear from here, that son of a bitch, we're going to have to do that. Some fucking gay marriage shit, I can't start. What the fuck? One of the major arguments in my lifetime is the argument that we have over health and how we take care of ourselves. It's gone on and on and on. The reason we're at where we're at is because way before I was born, the decision was made that because we're a capitalist country, that health should be seen as a profit-making institution. That's the way people saw it. That's why it's so odd that we're actually having an argument over something that was decided long, long ago, and there's still people who defend that. Now, I'm not sure that health is a profit institution. I'm not sure. Because it's what stands between you and fucking dropping dead! It's not soybeans, is it? It's not fucking fucking bottled water. It's not goddamn cell phone coverage, Time Warner shit. It's none of that. It's your health. And I know it's not a commodity because you've never stopped at a red light and had a crack addict come up to you and go, hey, can I sell you some of my health? In the center of the debate over health care was is the major argument of my lifetime. It's the most inflammatory argument that we go through as a people, and that is the one argument that we have over abortion. Let me just say as a comic, nothing at all gives me as much pleasure is to say to a group of people who've come to be entertained, abortion. I take great joy in it because I say the word and then I hear every anus in the room snap shut. What a joy. It just shuts you fuckers up. Then, of course, there are those who don't know my comedy and are going, boy, this would be a good time for him to bring that kazoo out. And as always, there are people in the room who go, you know, he just says the word fuck too much. Well, after I said the word, abortion, fuck seems like a festival, doesn't it? When I was young, you could be pro-abortion or anti-abortion. And now, 62 years later, you can be pro-choice or you can be pro-life. And that is what we've accomplished during my lifetime. We've made no decision as to when life begins. None. Every other civilized country on the planet's done it. But it's hard for us. We can't get the names of all the terrorists to all the airports. So this one is a real brain teaser. And since we don't know and haven't decided when life begins, then to be honest, I don't know if I'm really here. But I do know I've never felt better in my life.